Okay, here we go. We're going to get this party started maybe now, if Facebook wants to cooperate. Ah, boy. If social media will cooperate, we will be doing really, really well. How's everybody doing today? How y'all doing? It's good to see you. Good to see everybody. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. We are just getting things rolling here on Cosmic Wisdom. I am streaming on numerous platforms at once. So, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and here we are. Sorry about the false start. I really dislike when Facebook does that. It like kicks back at me. I try to go live and it keeps saying no, you can't. And it only goes live in some places and not in other places. It's very frustrating. Hi, Sue. How are you? Hey, Sue. Yeah. Hey, Sue. It's good to have you with me. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Jamie. And so it looks like okay. You're 7. I'm gonna have to take you out then, Marcy. Oops. Okay. Well, I'm glad to have all of you here with me today. Welcome. We're going to be doing some Cosmic Wisdom. This is my weekly show on Tuesday nights. Yeah, right, Kim? Glad I finally got it to work. Gosh, it's very frustrating. Yeah, kind of gives me a little bit of a headache. Anyway, now that we've moved through that, right? I am broadcasting on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, in the Facebook group, the Mediums group that I admin with 37,000 people. So if you're looking for medium readings or medium connections, that's that group. So if you're in that group, give me a shout out. I can see there's a few people in there watching already. And I'm here on TikTok. Hey there. And I am also on Discord in our Mystics group. And I got some stuff brewing in the background, you guys. Hopefully I'm going to be announcing in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, I'm going to be announcing a Psychic Insights or a seance party that we'll be doing, sort of like the readings party, but it will be a seance. So if you want to attend that, keep your eye out. Make sure you're following my page because I'll be probably announcing that tomorrow, hopefully. And then definitely before the end of the week. And then I'm also probably starting something called the Mystics Academy, which is essentially a place to learn all about how to develop your third eye, how to connect to the other side, astrology, all kinds of great things, all kinds of great deals. I'll probably be mostly having that on Patreon, but there will be a family version that will give you access to a Google Classroom where your children can also learn. It's kind of a mixture. It's for everyone. It's for people of all ages. So if you have kids and you're like, gosh, I really want to teach them witchcraft too. Well, I know how to do that. I've been doing that for years. So, welcome. And so if you take a look at my website, hopefully you got to see. If you didn't, I'll post a link. I made a post about the veil thinning. That's happening actually pretty much this month. The month of October is all about the thinning of the veil. So maybe you've noticed, maybe you haven't, I don't know. But it becomes easier to connect to the other side, particularly as we draw closer to Halloween. If you don't know what the history of Halloween is, like, why do we celebrate Halloween? Why do Christians always say it's a pagan holiday? Guess what? They're right. It is. It is a pagan holiday. It's something they're actually telling the truth about. So there's very few things, but that's one of them. And so if you go to my website here, I'll give you the link, and I hope you guys enjoy that. It's actually a really great it's a really great article. It's going to be a whole series. I started part 1. And it's going to be a whole series, so you can you can read all about not only Samhain and where it came from. Samhain is the sort of spiritual name for Halloween. Okay, so like I said, when Christians say that, they're not kidding, they are for real. So essentially that means that it has ancient roots, but most of the Christian holidays that are celebrated actually come from paganism. Actually, most of them do, including Christmas, which is also known as Yule, Easter, which is also known as Ostara, and there's a whole history to all of these. And I'm looking forward to teaching them and taking people through the wheel of the year and building community to help us all connect in a bigger way, particularly in the Patreon, as I mentioned. So we'll be doing the Mystics Academy. So if you're interested in learning witchcraft, or how to develop your third eye, how to connect to the other side, I'll probably have Bright Hawk doing some meditations, and we'll probably do some classes with those meditations, things like that. I have some pretty good intertwined ideas that I think will be very appealing for everyone. And in this time, I hope that it will be valuable to all of you. It is a group and that I'm developing right now because, well, I just feel like, sometimes we have to, get things out there. So hopefully you've had a second to take a look at that article. If you don't, maybe you can read it after the show. The Samhain Ancient Roots, honoring your ancient roots and your ancestors. That's what that article is all about. It's on YouTube. I'm sorry, it's on my website. I posted it in the comments. You can take a look there. It's on my website, divineandrogyne.com. And you can also just Google my name, Divine Androgyne, Hollis Taylor. You can see my link right there. And and essentially that goes into the history of Samhain and why the veil is thin. What does it mean when we say the veil is thin? What do we mean when we're saying that? And when we say that, it's actually an ancient tradition. It's been around for a really long time. The Irish, it was a very common thing for the Irish and the Celts, and the Europeans in general, the indigenous European people before Christianity. And back then, what would happen is, we would watch the trees die. Think about the connection to nature and the connection to the earth. And the trees would die, and we would start to feel like we would have our last harvest, and we would start to approach the dark time of the year. And this is the time of year that we would honor the dead. Okay, we pagans and witches, or whatever you want to call us, we would honor the dead. We would honor where they are, how they are. And one of the things that came from that is the belief system that during this time of year, because we're in between the solstices, that the veil is thinning. So some people actually think that it starts to thin at Mabon, which is September 15th, which was the autumn equinox, and goes all the way until winter solstice, and peaks at Samhain, also known as All Souls Day. The Christians took Samhain and named it All Souls Day. Obviously, in Mexican culture, they celebrate it with their altars and Day of the Dead. And there's so many cultures that celebrate different versions of Halloween or Samhain, whatever you want to call it. Okay. And so this is the time of year that we consider that the veil is thin, which essentially means that it is easier to connect to the other side. And that is one of the most powerful things that you can come to understand about Samhain, is that you are more deeply connected to your spirit guides and to anyone that might be on the other side. And so if you haven't, if you like have someone that's passed and you'd really like to connect with that person and you feel like you always have to go to a medium and you want to practice, well, now's the time to practice. Let me just say, now's also the time to get a medium reading if you're a little bit more casual about it. And now's the time to try to connect to the other side. Now, in this season during Samhain is the most powerful time to get a mediumship reading, in my opinion. That's why I always do seances this time of year. Hey, Cassie Rose, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Good to have you with me. I would love to have you, anyone that has any questions about the thinning of the veil, Samhain, the roots of Halloween, why do we dress in costumes, stuff like that. Any questions like that, go ahead and put that in the comments and I'll do my best to answer that for you. And please put in the comments. You can also put any other requests or questions, even if they're not related to what I'm talking about. Please put them in the comments so I can answer them for you. I'm happy to answer them. Let me know how you guys are doing. Let me know that you're tuning in. Let me know who's out there and what you're interested in talking about tonight. I would love to hear about how it's going for you. How are things going for you as Venus moves into Libra and it's opposite Neptune? It's going to feel really intense for some people. Hey, Amber. Good to see you, Amber Sanchez. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. So Samhain is a beautiful time of year to honor the dead. And so I encourage you to build an ancestors altar. Who out there has an ancestors altar? What do you put on your altar? A lot of people do a lot of different things. There's a lot of ways to do it. Most of the time I encourage you to put their items on the, so you want to start with a small table or a small space. It doesn't have to be super small, but a space that is prominent in your house, not a place that you're going to like tuck back in the corner and never visit. And also you want it to be visual for you so that you can integrate yourself with that altar as much as possible. And then you want to cover it with some sort of cloth. You might want to cover it with maybe your grandmother left you a special, tablecloth or something like that. That's the kind of thing that you're going to want to use. If you have anything like that, you have a special table from an ancestor, that's what you're going to want to use. And you're going to just want to decorate it from there. Once you put the covering on, most people try to use like black or white to represent the veil. Some people might use orange or dark brown because of the colors, of course, in Mother Nature. As nature dies, a lot of times we see a lot of browns and oranges. And then you're going to want to put some candles there, pumpkins. You would want to put on a variety of things that could remind you of your loved one, including pictures of them. You're going to want to add them, add pictures, add any kind of candles, or you can even add like, I usually have drink and food for people that I love, people that have passed on. You're going to want to put those kinds of things on the altar for people. That's really helpful, I think. I think that one of the ways to engage with the altar on a day-to-day basis is to have a sip of of that drink or a small bite of that thing as you think of them. So you can be like, hey, Grandma, good to have a drink with you today. Thanks for being with me today. Like that, right? Okay. So you would do something like that. And that's a really great way to honor your ancestors during this time, is to interact with your altar. This is a great way to connect and to start making connections and to listen, as everybody has claircognizance. You don't have to go to a medium. You can easily learn claircognizance. Everybody has it naturally. And so you just, most of the time, most of us call it our imagination, or we think it's our imagination, but the reality is that what you learn about being a medium is, once you start practicing, once you start doing or describing what you're seeing in your imagination, it ends up being really accurate. And then you're like, why is this so accurate? If I was making this up, it wouldn't be so accurate. And that's kind of like the part that people have to come to understand about being a medium. So that's why I always tell people that everybody has the potential to at least connect to their loved ones on the other side, because that's really like that's really the most important thing, right? Like, that's just like, I think that being able to connect with your loved ones on the other side will help you heal your grief. It will help you come to terms with what it feels like to come to acceptance. And it's easier to sort of, it's kind of easier to like convince your brain that the person is not just gone, because a lot of times what causes severe grief is suddenly this person that you love is no longer in your life. And it's very sudden usually. Even if you knew it was coming, they were in your life and now they're not in your life, and that's very painful. And so instead of that, we kind of soften the blow by changing the relationship, which is you have a relationship with them from sort of a distance, sort of a long distance relationship, which actually ends up being with them on the other side. And that can really soften the blow and really help people. It can really help people feel more connected, therefore helping them heal grief. This is a very powerful way to celebrate Samhain as well. If you want to be connected with the seasons and you want to be connected with what witchcraft is about, witchcraft or Wicca or paganism or druidism. I study all of those things, and as a druid, I do believe that connecting to the other side and connecting is one of our basic sense. Like, it's like being able to smell or eat or see. We all have it. It's just a matter of knowing how to hone it in. But most of us have been gaslit to believe that it's our imagination. So you probably dismiss these signs. You probably dismiss this connection. You probably don't always believe what you're hearing, seeing, feeling, sensing. Okay. And so I want you to feel free to tap into that. Now, remember, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please put them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer them. If you have any requests for readings, that's also a good thing to put in the comments. Anything like that, please put that in the comments so I can respond to them. And, this is an interactive live. Although you'd barely know it tonight, huh? You guys are quiet, huh? All right. Well, okay, great. Great question, Kim. Kim said, uh, can you explain what the high and low pitch sounds in the left ear or ear are as I am hearing it now. It comes and goes, but happens daily. Yes, exactly, Kim. This is very common. A lot of people have this. Some people have it in both ears. Some people just have it in one side. This is a spirit actually moving around. Like they're usually with you, but I noticed that when certain spirits come into the field, or if spirits are sort of coming and going for some reason or trying to get your attention, they will sort of make you that happen. It's sort of like a frequency change. It changes the frequency in around you. So that's why you're kind of hearing it like a buzzing sound. Um, and most of the time I don't give it a whole lot of mind, but if I'm trying to connect or I'm trying to sense, I will pay attention to it. And I see it as a sign, as a validation of them being there, them being available to you. So when you feel this, what you could do is if you're not like calling out a spirit at the moment, you could be like, who is this? You know? Yeah, it's a spirit with you. Spirits are always with all of us all the time. Actually, Kim, the truth of the matter is, Kim said, so spirit is with me now? And I would say, yes, spirit is always with all of us all the time, because on the spirit side, once a person passes, they become a spirit, right? On the other side. And then what they do is they kind of, now they're out of their human body, they're no longer human. So they no longer have things like judgment or feelings and emotions. They're not the person they were when they died, but they will sometimes like sort of act like that. So as validation, so that you know it's them. And then they'll try to send signs to you, or they'll try to get your attention or try to guide you in a particular direction so that you can, so that you can be, because most of the time they have like some sort of karmic debt or some sort of investment in your personal evolution in life. So even if they were abusive, okay, when they were alive, let's just say you had someone in your life that was abusive, those people have a karmic debt to you. So they hang around, but they sometimes won't make themselves be known because they'll kind of freak you out a little bit. So they don't want to do that. So they'll kind of stay in the peripheral. Okay. And then the other spirit guides that you'd probably be okay with hearing from, they try to stay more prominent. They try to communicate with you. But really, most of the spirits are sort of working together to help you, improve your life, for things to go well, so that your life, sort of, your life gets moving. That's really what it's about. Now, Kim said, I do ask who it is, but I never get an answer. Do you ever think who it is? Do you ever like get a thought in your mind? Like, oh, I bet that's John. And then you're like, is this John? Do you ever do that, Kim? Or whoever it is? You could ask that. You could ask out loud. When do they know they have fulfilled or resolved a karmic debt? Well, usually the karmic debt is filled after the person is no longer suffering from whatever they harmed you with. So let's just say it was your mom and she was abusive, and now she's dead and she stays hidden from you. She's probably not going to be able to clear that karmic debt this lifetime for you, right? Probably not, because you probably won't ever resolve that trauma. I mean, you'll resolve it to some degree, but you won't be able to totally overcome that. And then at some point you're going to die and they'll meet you on the other side. And then you guys will make a new agreement based on however far your souls got in the evolutionary process, because we're all evolving into better beings on earth, right? We're all becoming a better human being somehow, or more enlightened beings, right, Cassie? So that's what's happening, right? So your spirit guides are trying to guide you in that direction somehow. Whatever your soul's agreement was before it came. And whoever's on the other side knows what that agreement was before they were born. They just weren't conscious of it while they were a human. And then once they pass over, then they, you know, then they're just there and they're guiding you. You have to remember they're not human on the other side. People, people, you know, always project. It's sort of like the way we project humanness on our animals, right? Like, try not to do that. try to remember that they're spirits. So you can post your questions at any time. Just put your questions in the comments so I can answer them. Bailey over in the mediums group, Bailey Danielle McDonald. I was wondering if my mom Marty or Grandpa Grandpa Al have any messages for me. Okay. Marty. So it's best as we ask direct questions. Do you know why I'd be seeing a vehicle, Bailey? Bailey, why am I seeing a vehicle? It kind of looks like trying to place the vehicle. It's kind of, I wouldn't say it's small. There's a vehicle. I think it's related to somebody there. It's related to the one or two of them. So I'm just checking in. Bailey, are you still there in the group? Looks like you are. Are you still there, Bailey? Bailey Danelle McDonald. Are you still there? Yeah, I don't know. She may not be there anymore, so. So since she's not answering, I'm going to assume she's not and move on. All right. Poem Towers said, is my daughter intentionally waiting for my time? Is your daughter kind of funny sometimes? Was she kind of silly? Yes, she says she is waiting for your time. Wasting. Is my daughter intentionally wasting my time? Is your daughter on the other side? Am I trying to connect with your daughter, or am I trying to connect with your spirit guides? I need you to be a little bit more clear there. Okay, so I need to ask your spirit guides or pull a card. It's your daughter. Okay, is your daughter intentionally wasting your time? Is Kate's daughter intentionally wasting her time? Is Kate's daughter intentionally wasting her time? I don't think so. I don't know what your daughter is doing, but I got the Two of Wands, which means she's intending to connect. This is from the Love is Love deck. It's an LGBTQ deck. I've been using it for years, and It's pretty accurate. And you can see here, this is about connection. This is about two people making a connection. I asked that direct question. It makes me think, like, have you ever looked at your daughter's astrology chart? Because that's what my guides were just saying. They were just tapping in saying, they were just like, no, it's just is she having some sort of behavior that feels like it's wasting your time? How old is she? I feel like she's trying to connect, but she's going about it the wrong way. She's going about it the wrong way. And I feel like it's a behavior. And if you understood her astrology chart, it would probably make more sense. She's 25. Oh, okay. So she's approaching her Saturn returns. So she's probably trying to connect with you. But she's probably going about it the wrong way. She's probably, or she's doing something that's not in her best interest. I feel like she's still growing. She doesn't know herself very well. There's something going on in her astrology. If she's 25, she's approaching her Saturn returns, which is a pretty important time in life. Remember what happened to you between the ages of 27 and 30. Were you grown up at 25? I know I was. Oh my gosh, I was terrible at 25. I was a hot mess at 25. I'm just saying. Oh man, was I a hot mess. Okay. Okay, Bailey. So you're here now. Bailey says, yeah, okay. So a yellow truck. Yeah. And it's like John Deere. Yeah. Okay, so hold on. I was going to say bright colored, but you weren't here. So now you're here. So let me see if there's anything else that your grandpa or anyone else wants to say, Bailey. Deep connection to nature. Feels like hunters, fishermen type, like type person that would go out on the edge of the woods. It feels like there's a body of water. That's why I'm saying fishing. And it also feels like they're hunting or something. I don't know if they're they might be shooting birds or something, like duck or geese or something. Anyway, it feels like it's pretty important because they want you to know, like, was that their favorite activity or something? Was that something that they did to relax? Because they want to let you know that they're in their bliss. Like, they're kind of like trying to tell you that they're in their bliss. I mean, we can always go deeper in a one-on-one reading and it's way more accurate. It's way more accurate when we're together than on this platform. Sometimes I can get the signals crossed because, I'm broadcasting to 10 different platforms at the same time. So, okay. So hopefully you can answer me back on that, Bailey. We love fishing and mushroom hunting. See, what did I say? Like a deep connection to nature. Yep. See? Okay, Bailey. So they just want to let you know that they're in their bliss. They're okay. Everything's okay. That was their confirmation that they're okay. If you want to go deeper, you can always book with me. My website's right there. You can see it. I'll even comment it in the group here. I'm glad we got connected, so you can at least be at least have confirmation that they're okay. There's no worry about them on the other side. It's always fascinating to me that people worry about spirits on the other side, but that is a common thing. Nothing bad can really happen to you on the other side, so but it seems to be a common concern. You're welcome, Bailey. Okay, so back over here. Alyssa says, hi, Alyssa. Jennifer says, hi, I was wondering if my daughter has any messages for me about my love life. Let me pull a card for you, Jennifer. Your daughter, is she kind of funny? She's like, it's kind of foggy right now. I think she's referring to my head. It's easier to pull a card and get a clear message, okay? Jennifer, has there been something falling apart? Is something going wrong right now, Jennifer? What's going on there? I feel like someone has fallen from grace. Okay, Laura has to go to Arizona and is hoping I'll pull a card for her. Ah, Laura, I got the 10 of Wands, which is a card of sort of it's a really powerful card. It's about intention, and it's kind of like going to having a mysterious experience, but with kind of the intention of that. So I believe your intention will come true, but there could be some more mystery around it. And so there could be some parts of it that are, um, that are a little bit different. Okay. So just going to say the 10 of Wands could add some mysticism to your experience. And if you're going to Arizona, that could easily happen in Arizona. Yes. Amber, it was absolutely your mom. Yep. 2 times in the last day something touched me. Was it my mom? Yes, it was. Laura said, "Oh man, me too." Cassie said, "I don't even feel grown up at 32." Oh, Cassie. Oh, thanks for making me laugh. Yeah. Yeah, so poem, what I'm trying to say to you, I think your name was Kate or something. If you take a look at her astrology chart, it might make more sense to you. Then you'll understand why she's doing that. And the resolution can be found in her astrology chart, is what my guides are telling me would be the best way I could help you. I could look at her astrology chart and help guide you there. That's what astrology reading is for. Sometimes it helps you understand people. I know it's really helped me navigate my son's life when I was raising him, and now my grandchildren. And even now, when my son is having a hard time, he calls me and I look at his astrology and we try to recognize the bigger cycles that we're in. Nelia said, "I was wondering if my ex-husband has any messages for me since I don't feel him around." That's because Nelia, his energy is shifting. Did he pass quite a long time ago? Has it been a while? It feels like it's been a while. It feels like it's been a while, Nelia. So, and he's saying his energy is shifting. Is it possible that it's time for him to be reborn? Did he take his own life or bring his death onto him in an untimely manner? Okay. Alyssa said, John always said he never felt full grown wherever I felt way beyond my years. Of course. Okay. Jennifer's like, she's hilarious. My marriage is ending. We are divorcing. This is what I got. This is the card I got, Jennifer. It's the Tower. It's the card about things ending. So I think it's supposed to end. So just know that you're on the right track, even though sometimes some doors have to close so another one can open, right? So as hard as it might be right now, Jennifer, just keep navigating. If you want me to look a little bit closer at your astrology chart and help you understand, that would be my recommendation for you as well, because looking at your astrology can help you understand the deeper cycles that you're in. How old are you, Jennifer? Since you're getting a divorce, I just wonder if you're like 30 something, early 30s, or are you 27? Maybe you could be 40. Maybe. Hey, Anita, I'm glad you found me. Hi, Nina. Nelia said 1.5 years ago. Okay, so it was a heart attack. Huh. Okay, Jennifer, so you're in your Chiron returns. So that's probably what's happening. We can look deeper at that if you'd like in an astrology reading. You're in your Chiron returns. It's a pretty powerful time. It can sometimes be a little bit intense, especially shedding especially since it must mean that Chiron is in Aries for you. So then that would, it could be a pretty intense time. I'm in my Chiron returns too, but I'm finishing it now. But it sounds like you're just starting yours. Nelia said, not that I know of, it was a heart attack. Okay. Nelia, do you know why his energy would be? It's been a year and a half, so that's about the time it takes for a spirit to transform. Is it possible that the energy is just shifting? He say his energy is just shifting. I don't think it's a big deal. Maybe I could let me try to see if there's some other information I can get. He also said that you're under a lot of stress. Nelia, are you not taking care of yourself? He says you're under a lot of stress. You're not taking care of yourself, so you can't hear him. That's what he said. You're welcome, Bailey. You're welcome, Bailey. All right. So, it's been a pleasure connecting with all of you today. And like I said, you can, if there's any last questions or requests, you can put them over in the comments. I'm happy to answer them for you. Remember, the veil is thin, so there's it's a great time to get medium readings because it's easier to connect, especially when we're one-on-one in a Zoom room. I find sometimes trying to connect over this thing is like trying to have a conversation with one of those cups with a string, can sometimes feel like that because there's so much like distortion and other stuff sort of interfering, if you get what I'm saying. So okay, Nelia, so deal with your stress. Nelia's validating, yes, she's under a lot of stress. So Nelia, maybe a death chart reading would help you. Are you experiencing a lot of grief? Are you still suffering with grief? A cosmic grief reading might help you. Cosmic grief reading is what it's called. It's a one of a kind astrology reading where I look at his astrology chart, his death chart, and your chart, and I look at the three of you together, and I help you come to acceptance through understanding why you experienced that death at that time, what meaning it had for you, and how you're supposed to grow from it or change or learn from it, and where you can go from here type of thing. So I'm the only person in the world that does the reading. I have lots of reviews online. You can see that at my website. You could just Google my name, or you can Google me in the group. If you're in that mediums group I got, you can easily just look at it there. Tons of reviews. It really helps people with grief. So if you're suffering with grief, and frankly, astrology helps me, man. When I'm feeling down, I go to astrology. It's the first thing I do. As soon as I'm feeling down, I'm feeling lost, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling like I don't know what to do, I go to astrology. Okay? That's what I do because it is the most accurate. It usually leads you in the right direction, and I find that it's more healing and guidance oriented than any other divination. There's lots of divination out there, and each divination has its place in the world. But I think for true healing, especially in something like this, Nelia, especially since it's grief, I'm just saying that I think that the best thing you can do is tap into the astrology so you can better understand the situation that you're in, because that's part of the reason you're kind of stuck in a grief cycle. So if you want to get out of that cycle, I would suggest that we do a cosmic grief reading. I think a lot of people find a lot of sort of closure and acceptance in it. Okay, Nelia? Nina said, I always feel down. Nina, do you have a Cancer placement or a Pisces placement? Because something's off, and so you might come in to understand yourself a little bit better if you get in touch with that feeling. Okay, if you get in touch with your astrology chart, you'd probably better navigate that. I mean, if you don't want to feel depressed, maybe you want to feel down. But if you want to change that, that's how you change it. Okay. And Alyssa said, a couple of weeks ago, you mentioned that John was shifting on the other side. Do soulmates wait for their counterpart before being reborn, or can they choose to wait? Yes, both. It depends on what the next incarnation will be. Like, does he need to be older than you? Does he need to, it just depends on what the next deal is. Often. And oftentimes they'll wait for you though. A lot of times. Patty says hi. Hi, Patty. Hi, Mystic O'Hara. Oh, okay. Nina, but what's your rising sign and your moon sign? Your sun sign. See, this is the thing about astrology is that where, your sun sign is where people say, I'm a Libra, and you think that's all that applies. And that's actually the biggest, I would say that is the biggest myth about astrology, that your sun sign matters, because it actually doesn't. It's very little to do with the rest of your chart. Your rising sign is who you become, especially after the age of 30. Your moon sign is how your emotions behave on a regular basis. Your Venus is how you get in relationship with people and how relationships work for you, what your love language is. Mars is what you do when you get pissed off. Jupiter is about your luck. And Saturn is about your boundaries, your work in the world, your system, your personal system. Neptune is about your vision and your psychic abilities. So is the moon. Moon tends to rule your intuition more than your psychic abilities. And Uranus is kind of what I call your weird spot. It usually helps us understand where you're a little strange or unusual. And so the astrology really, I don't know how you can navigate life without knowing your astrology chart, frankly. So I just kind of say, no wonder you're depressed, Nina. You don't know. And so not knowing is sort of like, I mean, would you drive across the country, whatever country you live in, without a map? Wouldn't you check the map? That's what astrology is. It's your map. Hey, Sammy says B. Oh, Sammy says bye. Hi, Sammy. You're welcome, Melissa. Yeah, so I feel like what kind of person drives or navigates through anything without checking the map? You have to check the map, and if you don't know, that's what, there's if you can't, if you want to, you can get a reading at my website, and I also have a really cool guide where you can go for your beginner's guidebook and get your guidebook at my website, Divine Androgyne /shop-2 there. If you go to the digital shop at my website, it's really nice because you can get 50% off there. So it'll probably cost you a whole of about $2. It might cost you $3. I think it's $2 or $3. You download it right away. It tells you how to get your free chart and how to find your sun, moon, and rising and what that means. And so then you can start to listen to the broadcast on Monday and start to understand what cycles you're going through. Or you could just book a reading with me and I'll also tell you those things. It's a little bit more expensive. It really depends on where your finances are, what you're willing to do. But I encourage you to at least do that little beginner's guide. And I'm sure there's lots of people right here on this page that would vouch for me. I know for sure Alyssa would say, yeah, knowing my astrology is the most powerful thing I've ever done, because knowing your astrology, it really helps you navigate through life. Like, I mean, if you really want change, that's where the answer is. The answer is in your map. It's sort of like, I'm lost. Well, if you don't stop and ask for directions, you're going to stay lost, right? Okay. So if you want to change that, that's how you change it. Go to your astrology charts. This is the most accurate thing I've ever used. Frankly, I've used every divination. I have cards. I have used pendulums. I have done mediumship. See, Alyssa's like, absolutely. See? Yeah, see? Astrology is really super powerful. Like, I can't tell you guys, I've been doing this for a long time. I have been in the metaphysical witchcraft world for 30 years, okay? And that's why I'm making an academy for you guys to come learn, because someday I'm going to be too old to do this on my own, and somebody's got to pick up the slack here. So, I'm hoping to be able to teach some other people. That's why I'm starting an academy on Patreon. And I'm hoping that you guys can join, come to the seance at the end of the month. And I need other people to learn what I'm doing, to learn the astrology. I'm going to be having astrology classes in the academy. I'm going to be having mediumship classes to develop your third eye. I'm going to be having all of it. All of it will be rotating throughout the month. And if you're looking into that, and if you have kids, I'll even have a tier for families to join so kids can also learn witchcraft as they're growing up. I'll be happy to teach them the wheel of the year, or teach them things like tarot cards and stuff. I even have tarot cards that I recommend for children depending on their age. This is my kids deck. This is a cute little deck that you can get on Amazon. It's adorable. Here, we're pulling a unicorn card. And this really teaches kids the basics of tarot card. And it says, use your imagination. Use your imagination. It's really good for kids to practice how to read cards, and sort of what does it mean to read a card? What does it mean to have a spirit animal? That's why I use this deck, because it kind of teaches two things at the same time: spirit animals and tarot at the same time. I also will teach Rider-Waite. I'll have classes for Rider-Waite, so you can learn about that. So there's going to be lots of classes and lots of stuff going on in the Patreon that I'll be doing, that I'm setting up. I'm actually setting it up right now. It's going to be called Mystics Academy. I just developed the logo today, and I've been thinking about it for months, and I think I've finally worked it out with someone that could talk business with me, and we finally figured out what the best choices to do. So if you're interested in that, be watching out for my pages. I'm going to be announcing that. It will be totally affordable, where you can totally study with me every month. I want people to learn, because I think that that's the most empowering thing I can do for any of you, especially during the age of Aquarius, right? Hi, Anita. I need a risky neck surgery coming. Non-3D TD. Should Anita wait till next year or do it this year? Yes. And Anita, have you explored all of your choices, such as natural choices? I find it interesting that I asked that question and I got the Hanged Man. It makes me think about alternative options to, like, I assume you're having some sort of neck pain. Have you checked into I'm trying to remember what they call that, where you hang and it like resets your spine. It's kind of like chiropractic, but no one actually touches you. So there's some alternative methods of resetting your spine. Maybe you should just look into them. Take about a year to try them out, see if they work. Just suggesting that. Just suggesting that to you, okay? I don't know why I got this card, but I find it's interesting that I got the Hanged Man. Don't you think? I mean, I'm just saying that, like I think, yeah, traction. Exactly. Alyssa, help me remember what it's called. Traction. Exactly. That's what I'm seeing in my head. I'm wondering, Anita, if traction will help you, especially since I got the Hanged Man. Look, I thought it was odd that you asked that question, and out of the whole deck, out of all these cards, 52 cards, I pulled out the Hanged Man. Maybe you should check out Traction. Okay? Well, Sammy, I would love to have you in my Patreon. Be watching out for that. Alyssa said, I swear by it. It has changed every single relation interaction for my life, in my life for the better, including interaction with myself and my grief journey. Yeah, astrology is life changing, right, Alyssa? I mean, I don't understand. And then once you start doing it, and once you start to get to know yourself and start to follow it like on a weekly basis, you're kind of like, how did I live without this? What was I thinking? Right? All right. All right, Mandy. Mandy's asking if they have any messages. Mandy, is there some sort of joke or somebody's I feel like your brother must have been kind of a funny guy. Maybe he makes jokes or he's laughing and he's saying and I'm hearing fool. So I'm wondering if this is the fool's card or are you starting a new path, Mandy? Are you starting a new path? Because he's laughing and really making a big deal about it. That's what the fool usually in the astrology in tarot means. The fool means you're starting on a new path. You're starting over for the 4th time. Okay. Well. Okay. So that's what your brother seems to be saying, or at least it's a masculine energy on the other side that's saying you're starting a new path. And if you want to go deeper, you can book with me directly. Anyone can book with me. I'm happy to look at your astrology chart. I've been studying astrology for a long time, but I got really deep into it during the pandemic when I was suffering with some physical health problems. And and during that time, I just felt really overwhelmed. And so I tried to distract myself, and let me just say, astrology saved my butt. And so I just kind of studied astrology as much as I could to get my mind off of things, and it helped. And now I'm able to dive really deep into your astrology chart, everything from past lives to your destiny in this lifetime, relationships, the passing of someone. I'm the only person in the world that does a cosmic grief reading, which is a interesting astrology about someone that has died. It's meant to help you understand the deeper meaning of their death and what the impact on your life and what it was meant to do. And I also do like synastry. I'll look at you and someone else's relationship and help you help you understand how to navigate your life through grief. And so as we're going, anyway, I hope that you guys all have enjoyed this live tonight. I hope that has been engaging for you and that all of you have been able to tap into this. And I look forward to meeting with you in a private, that's really the best. That's where we can connect one-on-one with each other and we can really get to know each other. We can really see, we can really sort of connect with your loved ones on the other side, or I can go deep into your astrology chart and help you navigate. Life is hard. Life is hard sometimes. Definitely is. So, all right. Good night, everyone. I hope that you all have I hope you have a great night, and I enjoy all of you. And I hope that you find peace and ease in your journey this week. Navigate, go slow, pay attention. If you do have your astrology chart, remember to lean into the area of your life that's ruled by Cancer. And so you can find out what house that rules and then just look it up and you'll be able to find out. Anyway, I look forward to connecting with you further. I'll be here next Tuesday night and I look forward to connecting with you then. Good night, everyone.